Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2024. Got our flag. Today I got off. Tomorrow I'll be back at it. If you need any HVAC stuff, Service Experts is your team. So, yeah, no, life is an adventure. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Kids are playing. Get some yard work done today. Clean the garage. Just hang out. Just hang out. It'll be fun. It will be fun. What an adventure life is. I was watching some of Warren Buffett's shareholder meeting yesterday. Him talking about just everything. It's so impactful. But especially when he talks about Charlie Munger and that relationship, that friendship. It's awesome. Someday I hope to have someone in my life who I resonate with at that level to build with. We will see. I'm only 37 years old. And that's a lot of people, I get so in my head about not being successful yet. I'm only 37. And to be direct, I feel very successful in the life I want to live, which is how I determine success. But financially, I'm not where I wanted to be. And it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, I'm still a baby. I'm still young. Chances are you are too. Success takes time. These things take time. And so that's how I look at it is I'm only year two into officially incorporating America's holding company. I'm year 8 into my entrepreneurial journey. So what? It's the process every single one of us goes through. Pull out any balance sheet, any profit and loss for any business, and you can find down times and up times. This is how the world works. And that's just something I've got to constantly remind myself. Is even though I'm trying to collapse time, time doesn't collapse for any one individual. We can collapse it as a society by getting on the same page and working together. But it's hard to collapse time for any one individual, especially it's impossible by themselves. Once you get 2, 3, 4 people, then you can really start collapsing time and multiplying it. It'll be really cool to see what happens over the next 4 or 5 years. I think we're going to be doing some really amazing stuff in the HVAC industry, in the real world. And that's what matters. I think a lot of people don't think about that. this virtual world exists that we communicate on. Like, I'm using the virtual world to spread my message. There is a place for it, but it's a tool, and that is it. Every single post on every single social media is there to sell you something. Either their idea or their product or their service or your attention to them so they can create a product out of it. Every second of every day we're being sold. It is a fact of life. People won't put stuff on the internet if they weren't trying to use it some way. And it's understanding that. It's understanding that everything is a tool that someone is implementing to get some sort of result. That is the strategy of life. I look at life like a giant chess game. Every day is one chess turn, and there are 8 billion chess pieces, mainly pawns. All pawns, if you think about it. Some pawns have more control due to their financial situations or political situations or anything like that, but we're all pawns trying to get all the other pawns to do what we want. That's why I think it's so funny. We think 4 years for a president is a long time. Sure, you can pass a law, but laws don't change anything. Laws are just paper. What changes things are people. If you pass a law and nobody knows about the law is pretty pointless. And our government has been, I feel like, great at not involving the people. So they just trade these laws back and forth and taxes and all this stuff, but no change will ever really happen because it takes way longer than 4 years to get change going. And since it takes longer than 4 years, everybody's just trading, making rules, changing the rules, putting off the result because no one knows how to get people to change. If we got great at being led as a society, if we got great at letting someone say, this is what we need to do. For example, I think if you run a small business, you should strongly consider weekly pay periods. You are increasing the cash flow for every single employee on your team. It'll change your books a bit, but it will be so good for your employees. And there are things like that we can do every day. It's how we make decisions based on, and this is how I look at life, time is the ultimate currency in life. So I make decisions based solely on time. How is this decision going to play into the future? How is it going to affect my time in the future? And how is it going to affect other people's time in the future? And how can I make this interaction a sticking point? So like with my clients, how can I make my clients feel so loved that they would never think of calling any other HVAC company? They want to work with us because of the way we make them feel, because of the way we take care of them. Not just today, but through time. That's why I'm so excited to work with service experts. Is from all the training I've gone through and getting out on the road, it really seems like their business model is, we're focused on getting this furnace sale, and the next furnace sale. So they've got a 20-year sales cycle. And between now and then, they're going to take care of the equipment, make sure it's running, make sure our clients have what they need, because they know the long game is not about today. The long game is about 20 years. And if we can become their go-to provider, maybe they'll introduce us to their kids and bring in a whole new generation of clients. That's, in my opinion, that's how you play the long game. It's way harder to play. But I would encourage everyone to expand your timelines by 10 years, by 20 years. What are you trying to get people to do over a decade? It's way different than over a week or a month or a quarter. And operate based on, how do I take care of my clients?